You're starting to see Urza Saga pop up in every deck under the sun. But what about Bazaar of Baghdad? Can Urza Saga make Bazaar of Baghdad better? Sagavine? Okay, welcome back, Vintage Gamers, to a preliminary event versus some of the strongest players on the platform. Only the grinders. Actually, there's probably a lot of people playing prelims right now because this is now Vintage Mox season. So 3 showcase challenges that you need qualifier points to enter. Top 8 one of those, you get to go to a qualifier event, and you win the 24-player-ish qualifier event. You go to the Mox, you go to the Pro Tour as the single Vintage representative for the year. I have a cool little brew here. Not my deck. Recently, if you watched my snow video, Let It Snow, you will have seen me get beat by this deck in the last prelim I played, where Jordan went undefeated with a AggroVine deck that added Urza Saga. And now I know what you're thinking. Urza Saga, it's in everything. It's broken. I don't actually think it's that good in this deck. I think a lot of the wins of this deck came from just, the typical Hollow 1 Vengevine package, but it does have some nice little additions to your aggro game plan. This deck is now much better at activating and upgrading your Hex Drinker, and it has a little bit of a more robust land game plan at casting spells and grinding games. So there's definitely something to be liked about putting Saga inside of the Hollow 1 Vengevine, Basking Rootwalla kind of AggroVine shell. Collector Oof, Hex Drinker, that kind of thing. But what you are still very weak against is combo. And you're even weaker against combo than before because you have Vigors in the side instead of in the main, and you just have no tools. You have no tools. So you just have to put some Vengevines in play and hope that Doomsday doesn't kill you. However, prelims are historically very Bazaar heavy, and this deck looks quite good in the Bazaar mirror. So it might make a lot of sense today to play this deck in a prelim, and we'll see how it goes. Are you interested in weekly vintage metagame recommendations? Do you want to see your deck list played on my channel? Or maybe you are just looking for the best way to support my vintage content. Make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. Let's battle. All right, welcome to round 1 of 4 in this vintage prelim. Our deck can technically keep hands that don't have Bazaar of Baghdad, but it doesn't really want to. And we are Serum Powder deck. We are looking to mulligan to a Bazaar or have a powerful hand. This hand is not going to get the job done. However, it does say my opponent's last deck was Squee, and we do have 2 Wastelands in our hand. I actually think this might be a keep. How often does our opponent play Squee? Reasonable question. I have the ability to answer that question. I should answer it. Look up my player, look up my opponent. My opponent has played Squee in the last 2, and their only vintage public deck. Okay, I'm going to do it. Keep. Let's keep. Well, it's a prelim. You know everyone's going to play Squee. Oh, there's a Bazaar. All right. How often do we find our Bazaar the turn 0 once? It can happen. I don't think it's like a super likely thing to happen, though. I don't know what the exact math is, though. Maybe someone in chat can do the math. 4 hits in 6 total looks kind of deal. It's actually going to be later, too. It's going to be on, like, turn 2, probably. Oh, actually, probably should have done it in response. I mean, the thing I'm doing this turn is wastelanding my opponent. So it's not like I need to cast my Once Upon a Time yet. Okay, got a wasteland. They have the Noxious Revival. It's quite unfortunate. I think I'm going to cast it now, though, before they, like, draw more cards. Wow. Those cards suck. I guess I'm happy I didn't draw these cards. So my opponent gets the Master back, and then they get their Bazaar back. They activate their Bazaar, and then we Wasteland them again. We take 2. As long as they don't play like a hollow one or Vengevines, we're not like losing, right? I think we're in an okay spot. It's playable. It's a playable spot for sure. Yo, what up? Well, it's gonna be more than that because we'll have drawn for turn once. We could like play like because we're not casting any spells and we're just wastelanding. We could wait for a long time on this Once Upon a Time. I just felt like before my opponent gets another turn of Bazaar plus Master value, it made sense to cash in my Once Upon a Time now. So we got to look at one extra card before we Once Upon a Time, but theoretically we could look at another extra card. And the good news is we're not really shuffling, so all those dead cards are going to the bottom anyways, so... All right, my opponent goes up to 7, down to 4, pitches a Master of Death, unless they're holding a Force of Will. They pitch 2 Master of Deaths and got a Root Walla. The good news is, like, these aren't hollow ones. So we're not, like, taking a huge clock here. And if this Wasteland sticks, they don't have one of their 3 remaining Noxious Revivals. I actually think we're in an okay spot. We do need to, like, get our lands in play and have them do stuff, but... If my opponent doesn't get back this Master here, or this Bazaar, they have another Noxious. Okay, I mean... Now I think we're just lost. Opponent having 2 of their 4 Noxiouses in their top 11 is not good for the Wasteland strategy. Theoretically, the game is still winnable if we draw Bazaar, but without that, I mean, we have 3 more Wastelands and a Bazaar, so. All right. All right, we've dispatched this. I mean, they could have another Bazaar in their hand too. But now they have their own hollow one. It's just 4 lizards in a trench coat. We drew Bazaar? Well, now we're winning. Now we're winning by a lot. All right, I have lizards. Mine are actually old border, so they're stronger. I am the superior merchant in Baghdad. I mean, oh no, I just played into Mindbreak Trap. My bad, chat, my bad. I mean, I'm never playing around Mindbreak Trap, right? I guess I could have played around Mindbreak Trap by not putting as many Root Wallas in play. I'm not supposed to play around it. Like, they can have Wasteland for me on this turn. You have to cast it. I don't think I'm ever not putting 2 Root Wallas in play. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. My opponent should probably attack because these are better for me than my opponent because I have Gaia's Cradle in my deck. We drew another one. So I have a lot of options here. I can play a Loam. I could just play a Saga. I think we should activate Bazaar, though. Well, I guess first we should attack. Oh, wait. If I had played Yavimaya, they have, like, worse blocks or something. Nah, it's fine. I think we're just supposed to attack and try to play 2 spells, right? I can, like, play a Collector Roof and a Root Walla and bring back Vengevine. Okay, yeah, if that's their block, this is great for us. I'm not sure that this is the best sequencing. I kind of think I should have thought about it for a little longer than I did. But they're at 7 life. So... I don't know. Activate, pitch a Root Walla, pitch a Loam, and pitch a... I think we just pitch this Ruby, right? Because I can just play Yavimaya plus Hex Shrinker. Sweet. So this was kind of the logic behind why I thought this deck would be good for a prelim. Like prelim is just for whatever reason prelims are typically extremely Bazaar heavy. And this deck looks pretty good in the Bazaar mirror. Like it only gets better post board too because I decided to keep ley lines in my sideboard, whereas the original deck creator chose not to. All right, so we'll bring in Leyline. And we're going to bring in Needle. Because our deck can play through a Needle on Bazaar. And we'll bring in Beseju. I actually don't know. We don't really need Vigor. Because Vigor only answers Hollow One and Leyline, but we don't care about Leyline. Like, our deck doesn't care about Leyline. But Collector Roof is dead card, so we can cut the Collector Roof. Haywire Might is not necessary. Yeah, our deck can play through Leyline no problem. Like, we have Urza, Saga, tons of lands, cast our spells. Like, we don't actually care about getting Leylined. Our opponent cares about getting Leylined a ton. I think I'll just cut Ace once upon a time. I think, like, we look super good in this matchup. This has got to be one of our best matchups, I would think. So Saga didn't do anything in that game. That game was entirely Wasteland and Bazaar of Baghdad. We're going to keep track of how many times Saga matters. This hand just looks like a pretty easy powder. Just get all these powders out of our deck. Keep. This hand is really good. It's just super good. This deck seems really good in this matchup. Opponent's on a mulligan to 4. And no graveyard hate. So I think we're in a great spot here. I'm going to get Mind Break trapped again, but double Root Walla. Oh, my opponent just pitched Force of Vigor. They're going to be very sad when I play double Hollow One. Lizard, Elemental. Got a Surgical. All right, this time I'll attack before I get spells countered here. And we have like a sick backup plan too. We can go Hex Shrinker. We can go Yavimaya, Beseju their Bazaar. Like, our deck is crazy in this mirror. It's wildly good. Even if we didn't have Hollow Ones, like, we'd be super far ahead. I mean, this start was broken, but we did powder away 7 bad cards. Our hand's like better than that. It's like put 14 free power in play and then kill their Bazaar. It might even be better to just Beseju this Hollow One. I think it's just better to Beseju the Hollow One, actually. They don't actually have anything from their yard. Like, they're just dead right now. Well, they don't have any. They don't have any card advantage with their Bazaar. Like, if they had some squeeze in their yard, then sure. But like, it's actually just better for us to remove their blocker and make them like answer this board, which they can't do. Like, the best thing they can do here is Vengevine, Root Walla, play Hollow One. But they like wouldn't have those cards because of the way they played the previous turns, right? And we're still winning against that board too, so easy. But like, we didn't do anything in these games where the Saga part of this deck mattered, right? We simply played AggroVine. So, and AggroVine always has had a good matchup against Squee, so. All right, here we go. Round 2, Vintage Preliminary Event. I've got, looks like a powder to me. And then this is a powder as well. We've lost a lot of lizards. Keep. This hand's sick, though. This hand has Lotus, double Hex Drinker, bring back Vengevine. We got another Bizarre Mirror. Man, prelims never fail to be Bizarre Mirrors, huh? See what our opponent has for us. So we're out 1, 2, 3, 4 lizards. Half of our lizards are gone. And one of our hollow ones is gone. They have a hollow. Oh, they're Dredge. They're Dredge with 2 hollow ones. And Bridge from below. So what do we want to do? We just have to Wasteland because it's Dredge. This is a matchup where it's going to be good for us post-board. I think I want to hold the Black Lotus. Oh, I might play the Black Lotus so that they can't, like, grief it. But I'm going to hold it for returning this Vengevine. So my opponent has 1 Dredger, 1 Icarid, 1 Bridge. See what they choose to do. Not bringing back Icarid makes sense. Dredging Thug, I assume. Dredge hits Narcomoeba. Oh, they're playing Terror of the Peaks. Sick. So now they have double Icarid, but no Dredgers. Bridge from below, Terror of the Peaks. Hopefully no second Bazaar. We take 8, and then we try to stabilize, which I think we can do. This looks pretty winnable, actually. We hit... This is our 5th and our 6th lizard. That's crazy. Wow. We are running hotter than the sun right now. We're just running dumb hot right now. This is crazy. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. I should have played the red Root Walla so I could cast Hex Drinker, Hex Drinker. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to cast Hex Drinker, actually. Because they can return my Vengevines. My opponent's not actually bringing back anything this turn, and they don't have a Dredger, so I think I could hold out. Does it make sense to not attack here? But I could always just trade Hollow One, or I could even chump and get rid of the Bazaar for the bridge first. If they just block with Narcomoeba, they upgrade to a zombie. They take 4, 16. I'm at 12. I don't want to wait too long and have them like draw a Bazaar of Baghdad. If I attack, I think I'm supposed to attack. Well, if I attack and they like Dredge, oh, there's no chills in their deck. If they like, I think I'm supposed to attack. I'm not 100% sure though. It's kind of an interesting spot. They're gonna upgrade their Narcomoeba. And then this attack. I can like eat the zombie, take 4 and kill their bridge or something. I think I'm just gonna wait on these Hex Shrinkers too. Like it's totally possible my opponent simply maybe they return 1 Icarid here, eating the other Icarid. It's totally possible my opponent just waits and like does a block or something, right? I don't know, maybe not. This game is probably going to depend on if my opponent draws a really good card, right? If they draw Bizarre, if they draw a Noxious, if they draw Grief, maybe. I don't know. I have to kill them at some point, so I feel like attacking makes sense. So they are going to Icarid eat Icarid here, and then I assume they're just going to attack all. I can like... They're just going to attack all then. Yeah. I could block here, here, eat their bridge, take 7, go to 5, and then I could block here, here, take 5. I'll just block like this. This is fine. Saga Gaming. I could play a Hex Shrinker and make it a 4/4, huh? But I also have another free 1/1 blocker. Let's activate. Wow. Do we win? What the? We're running so hot. Vengevine, Rootwalla. What the? This is wild. This is like just so crazy how hot we're running. Oh my god. Jordan, we've done nothing with our Saga stuff except for discard it, but AggroVine is just broken apparently. It's crazy. Okay, all right. We beat Dredge in game 1, and now we get to bring in Ley Lines and Needle and Cage and Beseju. My god. And we get to board out Collector Oof. We get to board out Haywire Might. We get to board out... I actually think Saga is supposed to be good in these matchups, but we've just drawn all of our like good cards, our Vengevine stuff. What other 2 cards should I take out? Could take out Powders here. It's possible. We always have everything is not the reason to take out Powders. Like, we can actually keep a hand in this mirror, in this matchup, where we have, like, Leyline Wasteland, whereas opponent can't really do that. Might just trim once upon a times. Actually, they always get, like, Wastelands and stuff. That's probably really good. I don't know, I once upon a time might just be really good here, to be honest. It might just be 2 bad. I mean, maybe it's just 2 Hex Shrinkers. Loam... I think Loam is fine. I don't want to trim a Yavamayan, no. I think Loam is fine. I'll try trimming Hex Shrinkers. I don't know if that's right, though. Let's try that. Why play Might? Because it kills non-creature, non-land artifacts. Exiles them, actually. You get it off Urza Saga. I wonder if this is a keep. I mean, I'm gonna keep it, but like, we have so many better hands than this. Like, we have wastelands and ley lines and I don't know. We can just do so much better. We're gonna have like 2 minutes of screen time. We're gonna play 4 Bazaar Mirrors, have 2 minutes of screen time. what are we doing with our lives here? Opponent's currently on a mulligan to 3. They lost 2 hollow ones and a leyline. I mean, leyline is not very good against our deck, so it does stop Vengevine Loam in our hand though. That's 2 of our 5 cards that get stopped by leyline. Prelim rounds finished too fast. All right, no leyline. Bazaar activate 4 up to 4 down to 1, and they have a dredger, 2 dredgers. We don't have a wasteland. We have a wasteland. It's so free, man. It's so free, man. Oh my god. Okay. All right, they dredge 4. They hit an Narcomoeba. Narcomoeba brings back Prize Amalgam. Have a bridge from below. Not bad. This looks like a Bazaar activate, even though we have a Saga. Vengevine, Walla Walla. They can upgrade their Narcomoeba, but I think that's okay. We have to get through eventually. I guess I can block the Prize Amalgam. We are the control deck here, probably. We also want to keep our creature in play. I mean, this is keeping our creature in play. Whatever, we can attack here. They upgrade to a zombie. We take 5. It's fine. This is their last dredge. They return another Narcomoeba. They're out of dredgers. Okay, so this looks really bad for them. They get to a hit for 5, but then they're just losing on board. Should just be game. This turn we'll like get rid of our Bazaar, Loam, Powder, draw 2 new cards, get a Saga going, and the Saga just locks it. I guess I could technically just play Cradle and Pump too. Lots of things are good here. I guess I don't need to get rid of that. I could just get rid of Powder and... I mean, all of these cards are just not very good here. I'll just hold back. It's fine. We're just going to win with Saga tokens in this game, so... Saga mattered. I mean, I think we're winning this game without Saga, for what it's worth. I think it's a little win more, but... It's definitely going to win, so... I don't know. I do this, I guess. It just does. I just have so much. I have all the things. Oh, I was just gonna pump. I guess I could cast once. I was just gonna pump and make a Saga token. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Everything is winning. Everything wins. I have infinite mana, infinite card draw, infinite creatures. Somehow I said infinite 3 times and none of the things were infinite, but you know. At some point I can just like dredge this loam back. Right now, I guess, for fun. Because then I can get my Saga back, but I don't know if that matters either, really. Like, realistically, I could get a cage, but like this is way more fun, you know. Get back 2 Sagas and a strip mine, and then activate Bizarre, I guess. And cancel, put this back in the yard. I got plenty of land, so I guess we can put the lands back in the yard. I don't know, play Saga. Make a Once Upon a Time. Find a hollow one. Cast a hollow one. Attack with my units. I don't know, all of them? Some of them? Let's just do some of them. 4-8. Almost lethal. Good. Actually, if my opponent kept a 7-card hand, I'm pretty sure we lose pretty badly, actually. So maybe I had to mulligan harder. I don't know. It's possible I was supposed to mulligan that hand, but good job, Bizarre. Bizarre. Clearly struggling in Vintage. Okay, Vintage Prelim round 3. We're up against Mark. This is a Lurrus? Little Lurrus action? Little cat? Okay, opponent's got a cat. We've got turn 1 Hexdrinker Saga Mox. Interesting. This almost looks like it's playable hand. I kind of think this is a keep versus Lurrus, right? So like if they have to have like a force and a wasteland, because if they have just a wasteland, they wasteland my Saga, but then I upgrade my Hexdrinker to pro instance. If they have a mental misstep, I guess, in a wasteland. It's like really hard for me to play this oof until I find more lands. This is tough. I think this is like pretty close to keepable non-bizarre hand in the matchup. I'm gonna try it. I think this is fine. Turn 1 oof is fine against a lot of the Lurrus variants because their draw engines are baubles, but we're not going to play turn 1 oof because we don't want to lose our emerald for our Saga. So they had force on our Hexdrinker. Okay, well, now opponent has an answer to Hexdrinker and they can have a wasteland as an answer to Saga, and then then it's tough. Then it's not great for us. So like opponent's deck like draw engine is bauble, so Collector Reef actually is pretty decent against them. But like I have to keep this emerald for a little while. Like if they don't have a wasteland immediately, we start to make Saga tokens. So I think it's actually a pretty good spot. Kind of interesting. I really wanted to see how the game played out. So even if it wasn't correct, I think it was worth trying. Okay, sweet Caracas. All right, so now we actually have active Saga against the fair matchup. Pretty good. We've got wastelands for after we make our creatures. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that just gets them a blue land. So it's blue-white. Okay, so we're getting 2 Saga tokens here. Oh, we are not getting 2 Saga tokens. They have a Spreading Seas. Great. That is so annoying. Classic Urza Saga gaming. Well, I'm gonna wasteland this one. And then get a lizard in play. Do I wasteland this other one? I think the answer is yes. Any land lets me play Collector Roof, which turns off like a Saga this turn as well. Did draw Root Wallows, which are not great. If my Saga had completed, then I would have been able to play my Root Wallows with a Lotus or something. Yavimaya. Think I'm interested in pumping over playing Oof this turn. 5. So if they play a Saga now, things get a little challenging. Yeah, I don't know. Don't think we're going to win this game, but... Ooh. Kind of cool draws. They have another force. Uh, 5 down to 6. It's just too slow. I guess these currently don't have any mocks, so these are 1/1s. Could cast AggroVine if I drew it. They do have another Saga. Make a 1/1. I've drawn 3 red Root Wallas. That is such a nightmare. I feel like that's got to be the worst possible. Oh boy. So this makes a doesn't make a construct, gets a ring. I think this is just losing, right? My opponent had 1 too many forces / 1 too many Sagas. Maybe I wasn't supposed to wasteland the Caracas. That's probably the case. It felt really hard not to wasteland the Caracas there. So this makes a mana. It gets a soul ring. Maybe... Could get a Black Lotus. Buy a Lurrus, replay a Lurrus. Sorry, buy a Lurrus, play a Lurrus, replay a Bauble or a Lotus. This hand was so close too. I think I mean, I don't know. The Wasteland is the play that I'm definitely coming back to as maybe the mistake. They found a Jet for turn. Must have been drawn for turn. They've been holding it. Lurrus, buy Lurrus. So they can buy Lurrus, play Lurrus, and return Lotus and make a Saga token. Yeah, it's just lost. Wow, it's crazy. It was so close. I think maybe I just can't Wasteland the Krakus. I have to hold Wasteland for Saga. And they have Strip Mine? Wow. Oh, I drew Strip Mine. So... This makes a 2/2. This is just not a good attack, right? I guess it's just Root Walla attack. Really? It's kind of an interesting block. I feel like I would go to 1. Lorian. Lavinia. Lavinia's a blocker every turn. Can't cast this Vengevine because they wastelanded my Cradle. I mean, I have to make them return this Lavinia every turn. Close game. If I just hadn't drawn 3 red Root Wallas, I feel like we would be winning. No. So close. Replay Lavinia. Oh, they replayed Bobble. Maybe they drew Lavinia. Yeah, they drew Lavinia for turns. They got to draw an extra card, basically. They know my card. I've drawn all 4 Blazing Root Wallas. There's just no way. There's just no way. I ran too hot. I went too close to the sun, chat. I just flew too close. They drew Saga. Cradle. Bazaar. Lotus Petal. This is so sad. It's so sad. Man. All right. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I can't even attack now, so they're going to draw an extra card every turn. It's just too late. This one's a turn too late as well. Why didn't we play Petal? Why, one asks. Who could tell, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, post block? Yeah, we should have played Petal. You right. You right. Nah, you right. Are you right? Didn't I draw this like after they like started making constructs? I don't remember. I don't know. It's fine. Hex Drinker. Oh, did you Wasteland? Okay, yeah. All right, you're right. I don't think just in time. Okay, you're right. It's fine. I think if we drew one card that wasn't a Blazing Root Wall this game, it'd be fine. I don't think Cradle wins. My opponent drew Ancestral into Treasure Cruise. They have 10 cards in hand now. Oh, yep. Do be like that. You're right, though. If I had a Lotus Petal, I could have played a Blazing Root Walla. Hmm. Did you draw all 4 Sagas? I don't think double Vengevine wins because they have lifelink. I mean, I clearly should have done it, but like, yeah, no one's debating that. I have drawn all the worst possibles. Actual, factual, every worst possible. Oh, I should have. I mean, I can't cast this Walla, so. It was interesting though. I feel like the hand was pretty good though. The hand worked out pretty well considering the hand worked out pretty well considering how low power it was. Like it was really just like 1 or 2 cards away from being good enough, right? And I it's possible that my play of Wasteland and Caracas was wrong, right? If I had maybe held my Wasteland. So I don't know. I think the hand was actually seemed like it did okay. Oh, okay. Blue, white. Blue, white. Blue, white. Blue, white. I don't really like. I'll bring up Besage in, but I don't really want Vigor or anything, right? Like maybe I play Dismember, but like what do I even take out? None of my cards are like. Maybe I take out some Once Upon a Times in this matchup. That seems fine. This list is definitely something. If this list can't beat blue white though, it's not good, right? Because like I'm playing no interaction, right? I don't know, not no interaction, but like I'm playing like blue white isn't gonna combo kill me. But I also kept a can that didn't have a bazaar, so like maybe I'm just supposed to mulligan, right? I don't know. Like, did you think? What do you think about the opening hand? Do you think the opening hand was a mulligan? I think we played the game mostly correct, and we just like didn't have enough gas, but it was pretty close. There was like 1 attack off. But like maybe that's just like not what I'm supposed to be doing. I am playing like a serum powder dredge deck, but we drew what? We drew serum powder. We drew multiple red wallas, and like any of our lands were winning. Any of our other creatures were winning. They have about 1,000,000 ways to remove a needle. I don't think a needle is worth it. Also, like I'm playing Saga, so like I don't know. Let's just powder this. This hand is like not it, right? I mean, if you think Saga is good, you could keep this hand, but no, not a believer. I just haven't seen a waste. I just don't see a single one anymore. What about this one? This one I can put back a Root Walla, and I can go Saga Lotus Vengevine. Seems bad, but Saga's broken. I could theoretically make. I could theoretically go Lotus Red Mana, Rootwalla, Haywire Might, Cradle, cast Vengevine. Let's try it. Watch my Lotus just like get countered. Is it 3 mana? 1, 2. Yeah, you're right. New plan. Back to the Vengevine plan. Is it? Or did I get bamboozled? Yeah, I didn't get it. Rawr. I mean, I don't even explode on the next turn, really, because I can't actually make a construct, right? But I do have an answer to their Saga. Stay winning. I was already on 6, like mulling to 5. I don't know. I'm less interested in this hand, Taja Jordan. I'm more interested in what you think about the original hand in game 1. My opponent just had like they play Tabernacle or no? This game, I drew a Bazaar the first turn. I didn't even ask for one. What's up with that? Pretty sure we're just supposed to play around tab, right? Like hitting a white sword so they can't swords me is like pretty silly. Unless they draw exactly Pearl, and then they can play 2 creatures. And now they can play a Slovenia and a swords, I guess. Turn 1 Black Lotus Vengevine. Is it good? Am I activating a Bazaar to put cards in my yard? No. What's the plan here? Guess they can't play a Lavinia and a Swords because they don't have enough blue and white. All right, they win. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. Let's focus here. Let's play a little bit tighter. Yeah, we watched you play, Eric. You could have won your game, your match. Your match was winnable. I'll just submit again. Whatever. We have just drawn like all of our Hollow 1 Vengevine draws. We have not really used the Saga at all. So mostly just Bazaar being broken continually. We lost the game where we didn't keep a Bazaar in our opening hand. What is like this is nonsense. Deck is real? Our deck is not really real. It's just a worse version of AggroVine. Man. Can I keep it? I just want to keep it. Just let me use my broken Saga card. I have the mulligan in this hand, right? Sad day. I mean, we won game 1 by playing hardcast Vengevine, so... Yeah, we gotta use the London mulligan. I agree. Keep. Bottom. Done. F6. The nice thing about this deck is it gets to F6 all the time. It's really, really nice, because you don't have any interaction in your deck at all. You just F6 all the time. What do you mean, regular Vengevine? Like, it's not better than Squee, because that has counter magic, and regular AggroVine already has Collector Roofs in it, so... No? I feel like Bazaar is so bad here. Interesting. They have Time Walk? No. Loam? I guess we Bazaar. Vengevine, Loam. Bazaar, I guess. This kind of incentivizes them to... I don't know. I guess this sucks because if they have a second Bazaar, I have to like keep... Maybe I'm supposed to keep Loam in my hand in case they have second Saga. I guess I have a Dismember. It's probably fine. But like, am I really going to get rid of Dismember so I can keep Loam in my hand? Doesn't really sound right. Caracas Lavinia, maybe? Caracas Spreading Seas. Sure. That's fine. Do they have a counterspell for my Loam? Bring back Saga, Strip Mine, Bazaar? They kept in negation? What? Chat. What? 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 There's no possible world where that's correct. It's just there's no spells. Yeah. Help, I'm dying. I can't even play this. I need to wait until I have 2 spells to bring back my Vine. It's not. It's definitely not collecting oof time. Like, it's just not good right now. I have a Vengevine in my yard. Time Walk? Okay. I have to save this for Lurrus. I have enough life by that time. I can't believe they have a negation in their deck. That's just wild. It's just so bad for me. It's so bad for them, except for exactly right there when it was very, very good for them. They have dig through time now? No, they have Lurrus, okay. Well, I mean, if I just take away their land and they don't mana and they don't hit, I just can't. I just can't. I can't even play this because I don't have 3 lands. They have swords. I don't have a fucking. Chat. And they hit a land, so now they have Caracas up. This is just silly. It's just silly. Now they just have Caracas up the whole time too because they hit a land for turn as well. Like, it's just so silly. There's no way where we weren't supposed to win the game off of Loam in this game, right? Like, there's no way they're supposed to keep in a negation post board, and I'm just supposed to Loam lock them. I'm supposed to play this because I can block. Whatever. It is what it is. I mean, Loam was incredible in that spot, right? Loam was just going to solo win the game. So it's like, has to get negated, but like, there's just like no way there's supposed to be a negation. And I don't have spells to cat. Like, there's no spells in my deck. My deck has no spells. Is this another Mycosynth Lattice moment where my opponent just forgot to board it out and it's really good? I can't even stop my opponent from drawing a card every turn because they have a Caracas. And they didn't have enough lands after I played my Collector Roof to protect their Lurrus with Caracas, but then they drew a land for turn 2. Another Path to Exile. It's just wild. Just get me out. Just get me out. Get me out. Get me out. All right. I've been bested in the arena of ideas. All right, here we go. 4th and final round of this vintage prelim. We're probably playing against Oath, which has got to be a terrible, terrible matchup. Just horrendous matchup, probably. Boseiju is pretty good, though. Back a Loam. Do we want to play Lotus Petal Hex Drinker? Probably. Next turn, we have, if they have an Oath, we have Yavimaya Beseiju, which is one of our, I think it's our only answer in the main to an Oath. Oh, Workshops. Okay, Workshops should be better. Workshops, I am less worried. Well, if it's Jewel, it could be a problem. Oh, Sphere Resistance. Okay. Uh-huh. And a Nettle Cyst. Okay, all right. It's a 4/4. Dredging back Loam. I guess. I don't know. If we get Wastelanded, we're like kind of in deep shit, right? We don't actually have enough mana. Wow. I guess we could theoretically activate our Bazaar and try to find better cards, but even that's pretty tough. Because we have to cast things through Sphere. I mean, we can dredge back Loam and Beseiju the Sphere. But if they like Wasteland our Yavimaya, it's just completely worthless, right? We could pump our Hex Drinker twice, but still not even big enough. This looks really lost, actually. Oof, oof, pedal. Yeah, I think the Loam is really good in this deck, for sure. I think we're lost here. I think Besiegeing the Nettles just doesn't do anything. Like, we're attacking for 3 or whatever, but then the next time they play any creature, we still are losing. Like, I'm pretty sure we have to destroy this. Oh, we need a forest in this deck. We need a forest in this deck so badly. We absolutely need a forest in this deck. We just can't keep having this happen. This looks just completely lost. This is a Stonecoil Serpent. All right, we need to draw lands so that we can rebuy Besieges. I just don't know how much time I have for that. Saga. Draw, discard. I feel like we just play Saga. We don't have time. We just don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have any Yavamayas left either. So, like, we kind of have to maybe Bazaar into Black Lotus or something. This is their last spell. Null Rod. Okay. So that gets rid of my Black Lotus out. I think I have to block because this thing's going to trample next turn. So draw, Root Walla, activate. That doesn't do it. We didn't hit a green land. Hmm. Kind of want to hold this Walla. I mean, that doesn't even win, though. Like, that's not even winning. I'm probably supposed to take the 12 here. Because I can pump and I can gain life. Oh, I can't take 12 here. I'm at 10. Never mind. Am I supposed to like dredge loam to try to hit more root wallas to bring back Vengevines? If I do that, is it better to natural draw or? I mean, I still have a Haywire Mite that can gain life. It's just better to natural draw first, and then I can decide depending on what I get. I drew Cradle. Okay, I think I'm fine, actually. So this Saga gets me a Haywire Mite. And then I play Cradle and play Hex Shrinker, and then I activate Bizarre Dredging Loam. Play Cradle, play Hex Shrinker, activate Bizarre, Dredge Loam. Try to hit more Vengevines. I didn't hit more Vengevines. So I only get one Vengevine. Is this enough? It's enough to survive. I can chump and triple block the Stone Coil Serpent. Gain 2 life. They're at 11 now. I really needed to hit. Block, 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 chump. Or is that too bad? What's my other option? Chump with Vengevine. Chump with Vengevine. Take 3, go to 1, go back to 3. 2 creatures in play. That's probably better. Okay, so 1 Vine in play. So upkeep, Dredge, Loam, flip 2 cards into my yard. And then, no, I can't do that. I can do that if I hit a Root Walla on my draw for turn. If I Dredge, Loam, maybe I just can't Dredge Loam. Gives me less chances of Root Wallas. I need to hit 2 Root Wallas and a Vengevine to win. Wait. What if I dredge? If I get Loam back, if I actually get Loam back for turn, I can get Loam and get a Besage, but I need another green mana. So it doesn't actually. Well, so if I get Loam back, I cast Loam. I think I get Loam back. I cast Loam. Cast Loam, getting Besage, Yavimaya, and Saga. And then I can simply play my Yavimaya and Besage this. And I'm winning. Loam is so good. Oh my, Loam is crazy. And now I just do the same thing because I have enough mana in play. I've just Loam Loop now against shops. Dredge back Loam. Cast Loam, Beseiju. Wasteland. Bazaar. Play Saga. Kill Nettlecyst, trade thing, make Saga tokens win game. Wow. Whoa. That's crazy. Wow. What the heck just happened, chat? That was the coolest match of the whole night. Every turn, what's the card? Shenanigans. I just shenanigans. I dredge back my shenanigans every turn, and I kill one thing every turn. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. That's so wild. Cool. So cool. Super cool. What do we want to do? What do we want to do here? I want to bring in Vigor, obviously. Needle. I don't even need Needle, really. Probably just want it for the Waste Saga Mirror, right? What do I even cut here? Once Upon a Times? And Powders or something? Like... I'm not really going to be mulliganing to Bizarre Hand in this matchup. This looks fine. That was so cool. Can't believe we pulled together a win there. I thought we were never going to be able to cast Loam in that game, and we were able to cast it a million times. So this hand has a... Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep this. We're... Fooled you, opponents. You thought I was a Bazaar deck. I'm actually a Saga deck. No. Needle. Sure. No problem. 100%. No problem. We dodged. Oh, it's so silly. Should we just Needle Ghost Quarter and just get Saga going? Kind of think so. I think I have to play this out. Yeah, if they have a Wasteland, it's not good for us, for sure. No Wasteland. The game is over. I don't even have to Vigor that. Okay, this is the first game where I felt Saga was a really big addition. Seems really strong right now. I mean, opponent did maybe overboard for the graveyard. But like, this is not something you know. This is not something you do when you have open deck lists, though. Like, once you know about this deck list, You really aren't even supposed to be boarding in Leyline against you're not supposed to be boarding in Leyline against AggroVine at all. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a mixture of like my opponent overboarded in the wrong way and I have vigor and yeah. I mean, Saga's not bad. Like Saga is definitely good here. But like my deck doesn't use the graveyard, right? Like my deck, I guess they got loam locked in game one, so they probably have to board this in. I don't like. I think the lantern is fine because you're worried about getting loam locked, but like playing Leyline is like definitely overdoing it, right? Black Lotus, Vengevine. Is that too much? Should I not do that? Yeah, you don't board in ley lines against aggro like the normal AggroVine deck either. That's what I'm trying to say. I should probably wasteland this academy. My bad. I just hit F6. Opponent said I could have drawn Wormcoil here. Why didn't you wasteland me? And I said, cause I messed up. I think I would have just wastelanded Academy. I guess if you wasteland both, you can't get Wormcoil Engine, right? So I probably would have wasteland both. Opponent should activate this, I guess. I don't know. It's better than Phyrexian Revoker. I don't know. I don't think it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I definitely think you probably do want to wasteland both of these, maybe. GG's. All right. A 3-1 for Sagavine, only losing to Blue-White, who kept in Force of Negation. They were on another level. So yeah, let's think about this deck. So the Loam edition, the Loam is one of the few things I changed in this deck list from the original deck list. I think the Loam edition was obviously very key and very important, and I would even consider playing more Loams. I think Leyline is also good. I don't really know about this whole Saga thing. Like, realistically, I could have cut Saga from this deck, played other cards, and probably went the exact same record, right? I don't really feel like Saga did win some games, and it was definitely good in some games, but the base power of this deck was mostly completely on the back of Hollow 1 Vengevine 8 Root Wallas, right? And I still don't really see. I mean, the one nice part about this deck is you're overloading Wasteland in a way that Squee isn't. So like, it might even be better than what cards are these replacing in AggroVine? Like, they're not replacing good cards, right? Because like I can't even think of the cards that they're replacing. So they can't be replacing good cards. What are the cards that this Saga stuff is replacing? They're replacing like Bloodghasts and Hogak and Vigor Main. Well, Vigor Main is like, that's the biggest thing. Missing Vigor in the main is like your one piece of interaction where you can sometimes beat combo decks because you like many combo decks have to use artifacts. So like missing Vigor main is like the big thing you're forfeiting to be better against Wasteland in a deck that's already pretty good against Wasteland. I don't hate it. I think you know what? I think I like it more than I did before I started the video. Before I started this prelim, I think I had a lower opinion of the Saga Splash than I did after. I still don't really think it makes the deck. Well, I don't know. Like, so the problem with the deck is still the same. You lose the combo, but I mean, is this AggroVine version better against non-combo than normal AggroVine? Is Sagavine better than AggroVine against normal non-combo? The answer might be yes, actually, right? It feels like the answer might be yes. So if that's the case, then maybe it is a decent direction to take AggroVine. No. It's definitely not better than... Like, it's definitely not. Does Squeevine lose the combo? No, Squeevine is incredible against combo. Squeevine is the best deck in the format against combo. They're very much polar opposites on like what they're good against. So like Jewel is the one that you'd have to like really consider, right? Because you're not making your deck better against Jewel. You're making your deck worse against Jewel. But like the aggro, like it's you shouldn't really be comparing Sagavine to Squee, because you should be comparing it to AggroVine. Like, what are we making better by, you know, and what are we making worse? I guess that's like kind of true, right? Yeah, Vigor was a dead card against Doomsday. It just depends on which combo. Like, obviously the combo decks are different. Like Doomsday is very different than playing against PO or Jewel or Breach or whatever, right? Or what about Oath? Like you cut four Vigors against Oath too. One of the other things is this deck cuts so many Besagus. Like a normal Hogak deck is playing 4 Besagus, right? Boarding out Saga versus fast combo, but you don't like have enough cards to board in still. Like I did change your sideboard for what it's worth. Like you can add mind break traps and stuff. I decided like I would rather just give up on combo and just like have good cards in the sideboard for the prelim kind of decks, right? So I don't know. It's worth thinking about. Like I said, I think this Saga idea performed better than I expected. I do think that the Loam made this deck much stronger than it was without the Loam. Like we won multiple matches on solo on the back of Loam, and even the match where we lost, where our Loam got negated, like that match would have been won on the back of Loam as well. I don't know if you can fit a second Loam in the deck. Like maybe Haywire could be in the board or something, or I don't know if there's a way to do that. Maybe like Petal. Maybe Petal is worse than a second Loam. But the Loam edition definitely looked like it. It's just these decks nowadays that are based on Wasteland Saga are just so dependent on Wasteland Saga. So yeah, once upon a time, maybe it could be a Loam. Yeah, totally. So, actually, Justin, thumbs up. Not bad. If you want to see more vintage content, make sure to check out my YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for gameplay videos. I will see you then.